morning, my brothers and sisters. On this episode number 198 or 19 high 8, because it's the highest 8 you can get before our second centennial episode number 200 coming at you on Saturday, July 16th to a streaming platform near you. Only a handful of episodes away from the next phase of the GMGU. Anywho, if you didn't already know, this is the Good Morning Guys podcast, and we are so thankful for you, dear joiner, and the fact that you are joining us on this fine morning, afternoon, evening, or night as we continue discussing the game of life amidst the other games we love to watch and play. I am your host tonight, the Brazilian mountaineer and transition ninja, Lucas Ham Swisher. Also next to me, the judge of the jury and the executioner of fake news and spoilers, Patrick Novosel.
Hi.
Hi. And our last member present tonight of our GMG Quadfecta, who's got music in his heart, just about every Battle Royale game in his brain, and La Carreta in his old stomago, Mark Boucher.
That's an accurate statement.
It's fair.
Fair.
And then finally, only with us in spirit, the guy who can make you laugh in 3 words or less, or your money back, Ronnie Johantis, who has been out for many weeks, but should be popping back in sometime next week, because he's got some splaining to do.
He
Some
sure
splaining.
does. Lots of
Splaining?
splaining.
Yep.
That's
Splaining.
That's some I Love Lucy type stuff. You got
That's
some
right.
splaining to do.
Ronnie, honey, you got some splaining to do. Why are you wagging your finger at me, Patrick?
Anytime I hear splaining to do, I have to wag my finger.
Oh, is that what that is? That what that is? Is that the
condescending
universal sign
wag.
language sign for splaining?
Yep, splaining.
Okay, guys, here I go.
Hashtag splaining.
Hashtag finger wagging. All right, guys, we are going right in the topic tonight. So cue up that transition music, okay? That sounded like the Mortal Kombat music.
Well, that's what everything does, but no, Mortal Kombat's
Lucas,
more
Patrick, Mark, and the spirit of Ronnie.
Okay.
That's right, folks. We're only giving updates tonight because we ain't got nothing else to talk about, because we already talked about everything. We talked about Obi-Wan. We could talk about Ms. Marvel, but we're 2 episodes in and we're not sure we want to talk about it yet. So we're just going to be talking about the game of life amidst the other games and entertainment we love to watch and play, because there's been some of that going on the past week or 2. So, Patrick, you were missing last week. You missed our fireside chat. We're so glad you're back. Why don't you grace us with your... I almost said with your presence, but you're already here. So grace us with your update.
I am
More
here.
of your presence.
Yeah, more of your presence in the form of an update. What's new with you?
Man, I really missed last week's episode. I really wanted to talk about Summer Game Fest and Obi-Wan.
Did you ever think about just like pausing and just talking to yourself like you're there? And then like, oh, that's what I thought too, Lucas. And then you unpause it and play it again.
I was surprised. So you played Metal Hellsinger. I did not expect that at all.
I'm like a closet metalhead. I do enjoy a little bit of metal, and I like rhythm games. Honest to goodness, I stink at multitasking, but I love Guitar Hero. I love insert rhythm game title here. I can't remember the other ones, but they're there. I know Rock Band.
Yeah, those are the big ones, like DJ Hero and
that one was fun.
Sing Star. I don't know some of those other ones, but yeah, like I played Metal Hellsinger, the demo, and that I was like, I was in because of the soundtrack, because I'm a big metalhead. So when I heard like Trivium, Surge Tankian, and Lamb of God are all in there, I'm just like, okay, I'm in. But the only thing was like I have to shoot on the beat. That sounds awful, but I'm gonna try it out. And shooting on the beat was awesome. It was so awesome. Like you said, Lucas, last week, when you had the shotgun, it was kind of hard to be on the beat because you shoot it, and then it would like kind of like reload, recoil, and you have to shoot it again. You have to like skip a beat or whatever. But if you had those double pistols, the dual pistols, and you're like bow, 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 bow,
Dude, dual pistols.
It was awesome.
Or the skull where you'd shoot the little fireball.
Yes.
Mix that with the melee. It felt nice sometimes. And then I'd get off beat and just totally mess it up. But
Yeah,
it was cool
yeah.
when it were all coordinated together.
I may
Yeah,
have
it
to
was
go
like
ahead
when
and
you-
download this.
When
You
you,
really
would
do.
shoot on the beat, and because the more you had to have more damage, and like the numbers would pop up after you shoot on the beat. It would be like 4,500 or whatever it is. But then if you shoot off the beat, it's like times 10. You know, it's like doesn't do anything to the enemy. So you're like, okay, you're kind of like waiting, you're kind of like moving around, trying to find the beat again, and then you start shooting again, getting back on the beat. It was really,
That's right. You
really
start
cool.
turning that beat around.
Yeah.
I really need I really need a game like that where I can just insert my own music. just do random
I mean,
songs.
like Guardians of the Galaxy in the huddle, just random music.
That would be awesome. If they put that in Guardians of the Galaxy 2, where it becomes a rhythm game after the huddle and whatever song,
Yes, yeah,
I'm in.
and you're on
All
I would be
playlist.
down for that for
Yeah.
sure.
But what was really cool is you have to get a certain multiplier. Like there's instrument music that's playing throughout the game. But as your multiplier gets higher, as the more beats you hit in a row, the lyrics start. So it's kind of like an extra boost, an extra like level, or an extra I don't know thing that you can get to move towards. So that was really cool. I really liked the demo. I played it for like, I guess it was like 20, 30 minutes or whatever. Played it once and I was like, you know what? I'm definitely going to be playing this. I'm going to GameFly it when it comes out, which is I think October or something like that, or maybe September. So yeah, really looking forward to that one. But I had all this time this past week because I was sick. I came down with the old COVID, and I was like, I felt like I was getting kind of sick, and I was getting, like tired, but it really didn't hit me until Tuesday night. I went to bed at like 6:30. I just fell asleep right away, and woke up, and my throat was pretty much closed. And I couldn't swallow, I had chills, aches, pains.
They were multiplying.
Sweating all the time. It was
Losing
just crazy.
control.
Yeah. So,
hate when that happens.
oh yeah. So I had a lot of time. I was relegated to the man cave. Just staying down here, and I played a little bit of games, but mostly I watched some like my backlog. I think I made the comment like, "Hey, can life stop so I can get caught up with all the things I need to do?" And then I get sick. And
It's like,
You're
here
like,
you
"All
go.
right, well, I got what I wished."
I know. Well, not the way I wanted, but I got it kind of. So yeah, I watched this movie on Netflix, new Adam Sandler movie called Hustle, new basketball movie. Not based on a true story, which I was a little disappointed that it was.
It
but,
really had that feel though to it, right?
It did.
I didn't watch it yet, but I want to. Watched the trailer, and I was like,
Yeah.
this looks intriguing.
It's a solid sports movie. Like it's up there.
Interesting.
Yeah, really, really good. I would give it an 8.5 out of 10. I mean, it was solid.
All right. Like that.
I watched this Rush movie with Chris Hemsworth. It's a Formula One from the 1970s with a story of James Hunt and Niki Lauda. The James Hunt was Chris Hemsworth, and Niki Lauda was the guy from Civil War. And what's his name? What's the bad guy's name that kind of like
Zemo?
awakens Zemo? Yes,
Zemo. Okay.
yeah, whatever
Nicholas
his name
Kroll?
is. And it was just like, it was cool, really, really cool movie. I knew a little bit about Formula One, which really helped because they don't tell anything about Formula One. They expect you to know it.
Of course.
But really, really cool story. I had 9 out of 10 on that. It was on my list since I watched the Netflix Formula One Drive to Survive series, but wanted to watch that, and so I was able to watch that. Really, really cool.
There you go.
I caught up on all my episodes of Family Guy. I had 10 episodes of Family Guy. I got caught up on that. I watched all 5 episodes of The Boys so far, and my gosh, man, that game.
One of those things.
All the type of content.
that form of entertainment.
No, yeah, that TV show is
not safe for work.
It
is. They cross the line. The line that is crossed
a dot.
when you press play.
They
so
tap
far
dance
it's a
over
dot.
that line.
Yeah, it's a dot to them.
Yeah. It is a gruesome, graphic, profanity filled show.
So you're watching this with Claire and the family?
Oh yeah, I brought all my nieces and nephews over, and we had a
Yeah,
little
you're like, all right,
party.
kids, time for an education.
Fun for the whole family.
So I watched that. Obi-Wan, obviously, I watched that. I watched Ms. Marvel, which I'm really
Hey-o.
enjoying. That show so far. It's a breath of fresh air. It's not a very serious so far, and I enjoy the musical notes that they do, the random dances and music that Kamala Khan just does in her house.
Yeah.
I think it's really neat the way they do it. I think there was a scene where Kamala and her friend are like bike riding, and they're talking about like what could happen, if she was Ms. Marvel. And in the background on all the buildings is like a little moving cartoon of what they're talking about.
That is some of my favorite aspects of it. Is the
cool.
texting and the storytelling through animation, like in the world, like the way they grafted in. It's super cool.
Yeah, it's really neat. It is not the same Kamala Khan and superpowers from the Marvel's Avengers game.
It is
on
not.
Xbox and PlayStation right now. So it's a little bit different how she has her powers and things like that. But I'm enjoying it so far. I don't have a rating for those yet because it's early. I don't know what they're kind of doing yet. That's the same thing I did with Moon Knight. Is I was like, okay, I'm not gonna rate this until I see some more episodes. Same thing with Ms. Marvel.
I don't know. I think by episode 3 or 4, you were measuring it on some kind of plop scale. So
yeah, I mean, like the writing
we'll see
was
what
on the
happens
wall
with Ms. Marvel.
that. The poop was on the wall with that one.
It's everywhere.
So yeah, I watched this Netflix show Inventing Anna, which is like a real true life story of this con woman. She was 25 years old, and she almost conned the banks and a bunch of people out of like $40 million. So that it was like it was 10 episodes. Each one of them were like an hour long. I had nothing else to do, and so I was just
Why
laying
not
in
create a backlog?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, it was a 98% match for me on Netflix, and I was like, okay, and so it hooked me. So I watched all that. It was like the main character is the little girl from My Girl. She's like a journalist now.
Wow,
Okay.
Yeah,
interesting.
Didn't know she was still acting.
Yeah, I haven't seen her in what 30 years.
Yeah.
I haven't seen her since Macaulay Culkin died from bees.
Spoilers.
Oh no! If you haven't watched it at this point, you're never gonna watch it.
Yeah. I looked at I think My Girl is on Netflix, and it was a 64% match, and I was like, yeah, that's pretty high match percentage for My Girl at my age. Like,
That definitely
I guess
scarred
it's because
me when I watched that.
I watch kid stuff on my account a lot. So I did all that on the movie TV front. On the game front, I did play some games.
Yeah, you did.
I played The Quarry. Well, I'm gonna back up a little bit. I did not play The Quarry. I watched The Quarry.
That's not how games work, Patrick.
I love it is a movie. This game is a movie or a 6-part TV show. It's
I need you to tell me straight. Do you get trophies when you watch the movie?
Okay, so when you
if
start
you
the movie,
do,
when
I
you
might
start
be
the
down for
movie,
this.
you get the trophy for starting a movie or starting the game in movie mode.
Oh no, that's
There's
not good.
no trophies after that.
No, I didn't think so.
Boo.
So you just three options. You can choose to select to watch the story of everyone living or everyone dying, or you can be in the director's chair and change like the emotional responses based off of like the 7-8 characters, whatever. And I was
That's
like,
kind of cool. I like the
I don't
director's
know,
chair.
like I don't know what their backstory is. How can I want it to be believable, because some people will just act like they're
That's a good call.
So I chose Everyone Dies. I was like, I'm gonna watch this because this is the way horror movies are. No one ever, if you ever watch a horror movie, no one ever has a movie where it's like everyone lives. Hey, congratulations! This is the worst movie ever. Someone has to die.
Yeah, I
So
was gonna say that's the fun part.
right. I wish there was one that was like one person lives, because everyone dies. Is the villain wins, or whatever. I want to be like, well, at least one person that would have been alive. But I watched that. It was like 6 hours long. The game is beautiful. The sound design, the acting, the voice acting is just amazing. The motion capture is some of the best I've seen in games. It is unbelievable. And there's a couple points where I'm just like, man, this looks so good. I didn't even think it was a game, because of the way it's shot, the motion capture, how detailed it is. Like there was times where they would zoom in on a person's face as they're like looking through a keyhole or something like that, and you can see the individual pores on their face. Just like, it is just so detailed, really nice.
Beautiful.
So yeah,
Beautiful pores.
that's all I've played at the game so far is just the movie mode.
Played, quote unquote.
Yeah. I mean, these are walking simulators, anyways. I mean, all you're doing is going from point A to point B to do the thing
wrong.
that I want to watch. So
That's cool that they give you that feature. I probably would have. I probably would have finished Until Dawn that way if I had had that option. Instead, I deleted it and put it in the freezer. I was so scared. I was like, I can't do this. I'm too nervous.
There's a lot of people out there on the internet that are just like, people that say to remaster Until Dawn, bring it to the current gen consoles. You cowards, So just like, I would love to see them bring it. Because the quarry was just so beautiful. If they did the same thing with that, love it.
Nice.
So yeah, I give that story was probably about a 7 out of 10. I would have loved to make some certain decisions along the way, but for the most part, it would have been the decisions I would have made. I played Shredder's Revenge.
Yeah,
I'm sure
Turtles.
you did.
Tonight we dine on turtle soup.
Oh my goodness.
And pizza.
Woo!
That game starts up and it does the original 90s music. Oh my gosh.
I was like Ratatouille I was like the chef critic, whatever guy, the food critic at the end of Ratatouille, where like it zooms in on his eyeball and it goes to his memory. Yeah. Dude, that beginning was just a perfect way to start.
Yeah. So I know that Lucas, you played it through with Ryan. Mark, did you play through it all too?
I haven't beaten it yet, but I have been playing it.
Okay.
I think I'm on like chapter 5 or chapter 6 or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah.
So you played about an hour and a half.
Yeah.
I'm guessing.
Something like that.
Actually, no, it might be even less.
No,
than
it's less than that.
The games are like, the levels are like 6 minutes long. 6 to 10 minutes long.
It's been like,
if you're
first
good.
thing. Yeah.
I put it on casual.
I put that junk on chill mode. Like
Chill mode.
chill.
That's what it is. That's what they call it.
I'm not about that life. I'm not about tearing my hair out and everything just to try to play the game. But yeah, that hits you right in the nostalgia. Like,
yeah, I have
I'm glad you said nostalgia just then. It's your right in the nostalgia. I was like, what?
Yeah, I have nostalgia for the Turtles. But not as much as you, Lucas, I think. So I'm gonna leave it at that because I know you're probably gonna talk about the Turtles in your update. So I'll leave it at that. I love the game. It was short. There's a lot of multiplayer. I haven't played into multiplayer yet. I love to get into some multiplayer at some point. Do that arcade mode and whatever, all that stuff. So enjoyed that game. So the PlayStation Plus Premium that is out.
Heyo.
So a whole new slew of games came out. So I downloaded a couple of Note, Siphon Filter. I started that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is trash. I was like,
yeah, it's hot trash, isn't it?
Oh my goodness. Like I was like, I thought in my mind, I was like, Siphon Filter. Yeah, this is going to be like Alpha Protocol graphics or something like that. No, this was like
Alpha
blocked
Protocrap
heads with like cartoon faces that are just moving like it is. I got through the opening cutscene sequence. I was like, I can't play this. There's no way I cannot go through this, because it was like, like nowadays it's going from the Quarry all the way down to Siphon Filter in the same day, and it was like these are 3 polygons per person. Just like it's real. It was rough, so I couldn't play that. And then Saturday morning, I'd gone to bed late or early on Friday night, and I woke up early and I saw the notification that Chris the Rock was playing Returnal, and I was like, okay, cool. I'm up. It's 5:30 in the morning. I got 8 hours of sleep, so might as well check this out. And watched you, Lucas, and Chris the Rock play some Returnal in co-op mode, which got me jonesing to play Returnal. So I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna boot up Returnal and see how far I can get. And I had beaten the game when it first came out. So when I started it up, if on your second playthrough, you start off with a level 15 gun. And so you're able to get farther quicker. So I had played for like maybe like an hour or two, and I had like a level 28 gun that I was able to get my my adrenaline up to 5. So once your adrenaline's up to 5, like your gun can do a whole bunch of different things. And so I'm just like mowing everything down. Like some of the part of the gun was a homing missile.
Oh, those are the best.
Along with a machine gun.
Yeah.
So it was just like stuff was going everywhere. I was killing enemies really quickly, and I got all the way to the final boss.
Dang.
And I didn't have a extra life, which I came across all fabricators, and none of them had the extra life. So I was pretty upset about that. And I got the final boss maybe 2/3 of the way down, maybe. I think there might have been like a second life to the final character. I can't remember, but at least 2/3 of the first life, whatever that is. And I died, and I was like, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna pick this up again unless it's co-op mode, because the game is fun, but it's just like it's very, very nerve-wracking. You're like, because any minute you could die and get sent back all the way to the beginning.
Yeah.
So.
Goodness.
Yeah. I think that's. I mean, like I just sat in my basement all. Obviously, I played WWE 2K22. Now, heads up. This game is now number 6 all time most played hours on my PlayStation.
Right. Moving up.
Yeah, that includes PlayStation 4. And I think there's like Marvel's Avengers is the one that's right above it.
Oh, I know where that is then.
Yeah. So yeah. And I've been playing on my Steam Deck too. Steam Deck is fantastic. I couldn't tout this thing enough. This thing is awesome. I can play any game I want. I put Switch on there. Doesn't really work that well, so I deleted it. But PlayStation 3, PlayStation 2, and just playing some remote play. Fantastic. Oh, one last game I did play was Life is Strange, True Colors.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. I played through episode 1 so far. And that's a really cool game so far.
Nice.
So far, so good.
More to discuss on that at some point. But yeah, I think that's it for me. Sorry, I kind of talked a little bit.
That's all right.
That's okay.
It's the topic, so mega update it is.
Yeah.
With that, before you go ahead, Marcus, some joiners are going to go ahead.
Do it.
They have some updates for us. Old bracketed deleted, aka Travis Popsicle, said, "My phone just got an update, but it did nothing. Life update." Yep, just getting straight to the point. Life
Very
update,
Travis response. Yep.
Yeah, he is. He's just that special. Life update. I'm finding my happiness again after the ex and I split for good. I thought there was hope, but it was one-sided. On the flip side, I have been talking to Jane, who lives in Thailand, and she is great. Learning so much about the Thai culture and can speak a select few words of the language. Everything is so different there, especially labor laws. Have a wonderful morning, noon, or night. I messed that up, we'll just say. It was like F with wingdings. I messed that up because I'm not Lucas. You know what, man? You did it your own way, and I loved it. I loved it.
You can go your own way.
Yeah, thanks for that update. Yeah, man. Travis, for it feels like a while now, we've been rooting for you and the ex to kind of mend things up and get it working. It's unfortunate that it didn't, but I'm glad you're moving on and you got a new person to get to know and see where it goes. So
Indeed.
Godspeed with that. Good luck with that. Definitely. Humar Whittle, Cameron, went to a con over the weekend and got Troy Baker's autograph. Jelly.
Oh, snap.
What?
Dang.
The man.
That's
the myth, the legend.
awesome.
No doubt.
Now,
He said,
did you just get his autograph or did you meet him?
he signed his chest.
Be like, can you?
Can you sign my chest?
So much
The
hair
first
here.
name
Oh my
left. The last name right side. Thank you.
gosh. Yeah.
He said, I also beat Elden Ring, which is exciting. So you're the
Congrats.
Elden Lord.
Dang, yes.
So now I need to figure out what I'm doing with my gaming life. Man, that is tough. When you like beat a game you have poured your heart and soul in,
Yeah.
what's
and
next?
then it's over, and you're like, huh, what do I do now? So
Yeah. That gaming hole.
yep. Godspeed, Cameron.
That's tough.
You'll
That's
you'll
tough.
figure it out. We believe
Yeah,
in you.
I think Eric Estep, he played like 200-300 hours of it. He beat it, platinumed it, and then he was like, I don't know what to do with my gaming because nothing can hold a candle to Elden Ring.
Right.
So it's
Yeah.
kind of hard to continue on. So it's just, he's in a hole, he's in a rut right now, trying to figure out what's next.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think the best thing to do at that time is to find a good outlet to just, like, whether it's Game Pass, PlayStation Premium, Plus, whatever, just find like a number of shorter games to just kind of burn through, get a variety of experiences, and then you'll stumble on something. I don't think you want to bounce back and be like, you know what I'm going to do after playing this 150, 200 hour game, another 150, 200 hour game. I just don't think the brain works like that. So
Yeah, just watch a sitcom, just watch a couple episodes of Friends,
Yeah.
Seinfeld, Family
mix it
Guy,
up a
whatever.
bit.
Yeah.
Giddy up. Chris the Rock, he said, I love Returnal. Lucas doesn't seem to be exclusive partners, but sharing is caring, I guess. So he's probably right. That may or may not be mentioned in my update, what exactly he's saying, but I'm going to hold that. Put a pin in that, Chris.
Okay. All
I
right.
appreciate your concern. We'll talk about it later.
Interesting.
He said, just kidding, brother. Otherwise, I'm loving Ratchet and Clank, 99% done. So
Nice.
he's like sitting on, what is it? Nefarious's lap and just be like, I'm about to shoot you in the face right now, but I'm not ready. Hold.
Oh,
Like if he's,
You can wait
if
a
he's-
moment.
yeah, if he's got 1% left. He
He's
said
putting
he's
a pin in
excited.
that.
What is that?
he was going to put a pin in that.
He did. He
Here.
put a pin in Nefarious's face and was just like, wait.
Wait.
He said, I'm excited about PS Plus Extra, but don't have much time to play. LOL.
Just get COVID. That's all I need.
Yeah, just get a little COVID in you. It's great. No, he
Works
knows
wonders.
a lot about that. He does not want to do that because
No one does.
if even a third of his clan catches COVID, it's over. His clan of kids. He said yesterday he ran a 20K race, and it was super fun. That is not the words we would use to describe that.
I don't.
Yeah,
how do you?
Chris,
that
but
never even
we're
comes
happy.
close.
That's
We're happy
not
for
the-
you.
Yeah. Do you mean hard, sweaty, rough, tiring?
Yes, that's what it's the acronym. That's what fun is in Canadian, in French Canadian. Sweaty, tired, just totally, you almost want to die. Ah, fun.
I almost died this weekend. It was awesome.
It was awesome. He said he took a picture with a comedian he loved since his childhood over there in Canada, and he's got the picture below.
I saw
Guys,
that.
they're standing next to each
Colin
other.
Mockery?
Definitely not. Oh man, that would be
Negative.
awesome. I would be so jealous if it were Colin Mockery.
I can't imagine
it's-
Colin Mockery running a marathon though.
No,
in
not
20K.
at all. Oh, it's some guy on a Segway. He just segued the whole entire 20K. No, but the guy looks, like a normal dude. They're holding their medals together and all that jazz. So yeah, it looks like a fun time. I mean, they're smiling, so it must be funner. It must be funner in Canada to run a 20K.
Yeah. That's
Not
what's
in the
on.
US.
That's what's on their flag. Everything's funner in Canada.
That's right. That's right. Let's see. You done messed up. Ron. I was able to get my aunt a new TV for her birthday this past weekend. Work's been a little tough for me the past few weeks, so that moment made things feel worth it almost. Also, finally, please don't kill me. Wow, I don't. Let's see. Let's hear him out first before we
yeah.
decide if we're gonna kill him. Okay.
Hold on.
Started Jedi Fallen Order. How dare you, sir? Start a fun game.
All right,
That is
everyone.
enjoyable.
Definitely gonna
pause
kill
the
you now.
podcast.
Yeah.
What's his address?
Wait,
Let's
here's
go.
more. He said he started Jedi Fallen Order after buying it last year and never installing it. How dare you, sir?
All right.
Let's not talk about the half dozen games I
Hey.
still have that I have never played that I bought
I know.
when I got a PS4 years ago.
I feel like
I
there's a
thought-
pot kettle scenario going on.
Yeah.
Here.
Yeah, for
I know.
sure.
We all been there.
Yep, for sure. He said he says that finally playing Jedi Fallen Order, he says watching Obi-Wan finally broke me down. I get it, buddy.
Yes,
Totally get it.
for
That is a good
sure.
reason to jump back in.
Yeah.
He said, fun fact, my aunt's actually responsible for getting me into a lot of nerdy stuff I enjoy now. She introduced me to Star Wars, took me to see the first Raimi Spider-Man, and bought me several of the Harry Potter books. So almost better than getting her the TV itself was getting her set up on my Disney Plus account so she has all of the MCU and Star Wars at her fingertips.
cool.
Wow.
Myra,
That is
salute
awesome.
to
That is
you.
awesome.
I mean, to erase your memory and just watch all that again. I mean, I'm getting old enough that my memory's erasing itself. So
Yeah.
I'm
you
pretty sure
wait
when-
long enough, you don't remember. I watch movies like 5 years later. I'm like, I don't remember this movie. This is going to be fantastic.
We do plan towards the end of the year to start watching the Marvel movies in in release order with the kids. So
Okay.
I'm looking forward to that.
Fun times.
So yeah, that's some good stuff. You know, Aaron, we're not going to kill you this time. So
This
but don't let it happen again. Okay, buddy. No more being nice to your aunt and buying her televisions and playing games a year later. How dare you, sir? We love you. Just kidding. Okay. Bacon Turismo 7, Tim Pollen. Update. Had a quiet Father's Day weekend. That's the kind of weekend we all pray for. I beat Man of Medan in 2 evenings. Got a couple wins in Fortnite with Marcus and Caleb. Grilled a lot of food for the fam and got a couple runs in with the dog before it got stupid hot. Hope everyone has a great week.
Like 20K runs.
I have my doubts. We've hung out with Tim Pollen enough to know that he and his dog are not down for 20Ks. Unless there's a ball involved. I think maybe you could get a 3K out of his dog. Not so much Timmy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's some updates
Nice.
from our fine joiners
Thanks,
all
guys.
over the country of the USA. So yeah,
In Canada.
and Canada. Dang it. All over the continent. All over the Western Hemisphere. Mark, what's up?
I feel
What's
like
new
my
with
life's
you?
been kind of boring. Like I'm like.
Well,
No.
lie to us. Make up something.
So I went.
Spice it up a bit.
I was part of an international spy ring, and
Ooh, nice.
You can't say that. Fly in your cover.
now I have to kill you.
You have to find me first.
Ah.
I
Hey,
know
watch
where
out,
you
Aaron.
are.
He's coming for you first.
Remember, international
Execute order.
spy ring.
Yeah,
I
that
know where
messed
you
up.
are already.
Dang it.
Yeah, no, I mean nothing too crazy has been going on. Father's Day weekend, was great. I spent a lot of
Yeah,
time with
what did Cisco get you?
doggy breath. That's what he got me.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's time for him to get a nice teeth cleaning.
Yeah, it is.
And the works. He needs a haircut and all that fun stuff. But no, so we hung out with my in-laws this weekend. They opened their pool at their house. So that was great to be able to hang out by the pool and enjoy time with them. Interestingly enough, so I think I've shared on the podcast that I can't really eat any sort of like red meat or like pork or beef or anything like that. Unfortunately, it just doesn't make me feel good anymore. So when my in-laws decided like, hey, we're going to have brats for dinner on Friday night, I'm like, oh goodness, can we maybe, and that's when I thought of the plant-based brats. These are vegan brats.
Okay.
I don't know if you've ever heard of Impossible Meat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
Mm-hmm.
So I tried that. Pretty darn close. Not not all the way to real brats. It doesn't really catch it all the way, but it was pretty good. And I can eat it. So
nice. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've had an Impossible Burger before, and I'm like, this is impossible. There's no way this is a plant-based burger.
It lived up to the name.
Yeah.
Yeah, we I went to, there's a place in our mall here. They have black bean burgers. Like that's what the patty is made out of. And it's really good. So I'm glad I can somewhat join in with the meat party again, but not really.
It's acceptable. I think you can be like, yeah, I had some brats, even though they're not, but they are, kind of.
Yep, they're frats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
But,
yeah.
But no, it was great to be able to hang out with them and hang out by the pool and have a good time with them. Over the weekend, we have started playing, and we actually started playing it at the beach a few weeks ago. When I went on that trip, we started playing a variation of Exploding Kittens, Vomiting Cats, if you will.
Right.
It is called Zombie Kittens. And I think I shared this with you, Lucas, when I found it in the store.
Now, is this an expansion or is this a standalone or both?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Thought so.
It's both. You can add it to a typical Exploding Kittens deck and make it an expansion, or you can play it on its own, and it's its own variation of the game.
All right. So I'm gonna tell my wife it's a standalone game because I had already told her earlier this year, the end of last year, that I was done buying the expansions. So
yeah, technically you can expand with it, but you can also play it on its own.
Quit saying it; she'll hear you.
This is a complete standalone game. It's absolutely not connected to anything.
Thank you.
You
think you're part of a spy ring. She is like the coordinator, director of the spy ring here in Brazil.
See her like dropping from the ceiling.
Yeah, exactly.
So the variation on the Exploding Kittens thing with Zombie Kittens is instead of your diffuse cards that each person gets, and that allows you to be able to stay in the game a little bit longer if you draw an Exploding Kitten card. Well, in this case, you can either choose to use your Zombie Kitten, which is in place of the diffuse card. You can use your Zombie Kitten to come back to life, or you can stay dead. And the interesting thing is about the Zombie Kitten card is if you use a Zombie Kitten card, if somebody else is dead, like say there's one person already dead, anytime somebody uses a Zombie Kitten card, you bring a person back to life that has been dead. If there's multiples that are dead, you get to choose which one you bring back to life. And so you can actually be strategic about dying and hoping that you'll get brought back. And so that way you don't have to burn the Zombie Kitten card. and so it makes things interesting. It's a very nice variation on it.
Mm-hmm.
There's new cards that they've added to it. There's a card called Dig Deeper, where basically you can draw the top card, and if you don't like it, you can put it back and take the next card, but you have to take that next card.
I mean, you don't have to.
I mean, if you're gonna want
If
to play,
Patrick's playing,
yeah,
you can't tell him what to do.
One. Nope,
don't tell me what to do.
Nope. That should be a game. Don't tell me what to do. I'm gonna figure it out.
We're gonna work on it.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
you definitely need to patent that and
Yeah.
figure it out.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, no, it's fun game. It's 2 to 5 players. So it's on the smaller end of things, because like I have the party pack that you can play up to 10 players with that.
Right.
But
Cool.
yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a nice, neat new variation on it. We've been having a lot of fun with it. Still want to play. I bought another one of the Oatmeals games called Mantis that I really want to try out. So hopefully we'll be doing that this weekend. But yeah, and then Sunday hung out with my family, with my dad and my stepmom, and and got to hang out with them. Got them a gift card because my parents are going to New Hampshire this summer, and my dad's a huge seafood person, and so I got him a gift card for his favorite seafood restaurant in it's technically in Maine. It's not in New Hampshire, but and it is not Long John Silver's.
So he has good taste.
Yes.
Good.
I believe it's called, I want to say it's Bob's Clam Shack or something like that. But yeah, it's right over the border from New Hampshire into Maine. So I got him a gift card, and he was super pumped about that. Got to just hang out and chat with them for a while, which was great. That's mainly been the life front side of things.
Yeah.
I kind of got sucked down the YouTube rabbit hole one day, and I started watching. I don't know if you've ever seen the show Cold Case Files on A&E. No,
Maybe.
okay,
Or something like it.
something like it. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have a bunch of shows like that.
Like Unsolved Mysteries or something.
Yeah, it's very similar to that. Like they talk about these cases that went cold like 30, 40 years ago, and most of them it's like through the medical wonder or the scientific wonder that is DNA, they're able to reopen these cases and solve them. And like I just got sucked down the rabbit hole of like just watching episode after episode after episode. And like I thought about it and I was like, this is kind of weird, me watching this story of somebody's murder or horrible circumstance,
Yeah.
and I'm considering it entertainment. But at the
You're like,
same time,
neat.
yeah. But at the same time, they elected to come on the show and talk about it. So then I don't feel as bad.
That's true.
So yeah, I got sucked into that for quite a while. Yeah, I've been watching Obi-Wan obviously, and Miss Marvel. I've only watched the first episode of Miss Marvel. We need to catch the second episode and catch up on that. But on the gaming side of things, it's been a lot of Fortnite lately. Mainly either with Watson, aka King Amos, on his streams, or the other night I did play, as Tim alluded to, I played with him and Caleb, aka the Space Hawk, and we got a couple wins out of that. I'm just having a lot of fun in Fortnite land. I just feel like I'm catching my groove with it. And then, of course, obviously, I played Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, which was a lot of fun to be able to go back into that arcade-style beat-em-up kind of game, and be able to relive, but also have some PTSD from all the quarters that I burned trying to play those games.
Yeah.
But no, it's definitely great to be able to get back into that. The big one that I had an issue with this weekend was Majora's Mask.
Uh-oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no.
was I was
happened?
mere steps away from rage quitting that game.
Yikes. Yeah.
So I am on basically the second to last dungeon before beating the game. And you get this item that's called the Mirror Shield, where
Right.
you can basically reflect light, and it helps you solve certain puzzles and things like that, and traverse areas and all that. Well, the problem about the N64 Zelda games, and it was a problem with Ocarina of Time, but it's definitely a problem with Majora's Mask, is a lot of the controlling is terrible. Like,
Yeah.
the trying to make precise aim and everything with the N64 programmed controls is a nightmare a lot of times. And with this Mirror Shield, you have to be precise in where you're aiming the light and everything. Like, there's this little, like, when you shine it, like, typically how it works is like there's this big open light that you have to step into, and you use that to reflect light onto a mirror surface or something like that. Or they have these like sundial blocks that you can shoot the light at. Well, they have these puzzles that are based on that, and I kid you not, I spent probably a good half an hour trying to get through this one room where you have to reflect light, you have to charge up that mirror with light, and then you have to move to the next one and then try to charge up the next mirror after that, and then try to charge that one and try to shine the light on a block in order to continue your way. And the problem is there are a couple of enemies in that room that like they keep respawning.
Oh,
and unless
no.
you have a particular
It's like a monster
mask,
closet.
yeah, if you have a particular mask that you wear in the game, you can get them to leave you alone.
Right.
But otherwise, I don't have the mask, so because I skipped that. I've skipped all of the optional masks. I'm not going 100% with it.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't have the mask. I'm in this room. These two enemies that respawn keep attacking me while I'm trying to use the terrible controls to reflect these lights on these mirrors, to charge the mirrors up to get through the room. And it's a nightmare. It was terrible trying to navigate that.
Dang. Now, while you're doing this, is the overall world timer, like the end
Yes.
of the world or whatever, that's still going?
Yes.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I burned probably most of maybe half or more of like the second and third day trying to navigate this. I think I'm in the final day now, and so yeah, I was so close to being like, you know what, this game sucks.
Oh man. Yeah. You've put quite a few hours into this, right?
Yeah. I will say this, and I think I've mentioned this on the podcast before, that like this game's towards the bottom for me. It's not it's not the worst. I think in terms of the actual quote unquote good Zelda games, Adventure of Link definitely has the bottom spot still for me.
Right.
But yeah, Majora's Mask. It's towards the bottom, and I am ready to get out of N64 Zelda territory.
Yeah, I bet.
And move on.
What's the next one after this?
The Wind Waker.
Oh man, that's going to be so nice to go to that.
That was a fun game.
It's a really fun game.
So I'm super excited, and I'm going to play the HD version of it, which is even better because they've made a lot of very necessary changes to that game that were there that weren't there on the GameCube version. Yeah, I may try to get through that room off stream so that I'm not wasting time on stream trying to
right.
Just go through this one stupid room. But
now, once you get through that, will you be able to do the final dungeon?
So I think I'm only about halfway through that dungeon. So I've got to complete that dungeon and then do the final dungeon, and then I'm done.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So, but I'm so close now that it's like I can't. I don't want to quit this game, but if it's going to be that nerve-wracking, like that angering for me, to try to play with it. And it's funny because Tim Pollen, he jumped in, and I have this set up on our stream to where you can use channel points, and I have to spit out a random Zelda fact. And he used that while I was in the middle of trying to do this crap, and I was like, "Here's a Zelda fact. This game sucks." That's enough of a fact for you.
Yep.
But no, so I may try to.
He really got his money's worth on that one.
Yeah. But
Points worth.
I may try to tackle that and get past that off stream, so that
Probably a good idea.
so that we're past it at that point. We can get on towards the end here, because man, I need to get into the better Zelda games, but
For sure.
but yeah, I think that's. Oh, and I got my second COVID shot yesterday,
Whew.
so I am fully vaccinated.
Mhm.
Right.
I had some lovely side effects to that today, which I just felt kind of lethargic, and thankfully the headache that I had, that I pretty much had most of the day, that's gone.
Nice.
That's good.
Nice.
So that's good. But yeah, I was like super tired. I've taken like 3 naps today.
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like achy and had like all sorts of head stuff, and yeah, it was
Yeah.
a little on the rough side, but it's not the worst thing ever, and I feel better now. So it was very temporary. So hopefully
Good.
I'm past it and it's all good.
Yeah.
So,
Good.
Fantastic.
but yeah, that is it for me.
That is
Lucas?
it. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
That's the way.
Lucas, I think
like it.
you're last.
I'm pretty
Am
sure
I?
you are.
Am I last? We want to look around,
Are we
maybe?
doing like the Obi-Wan thing? You ever notice that he does that quite a bit?
Yeah, he likes to do that when he's thinking.
The
Just
face
like a
stroke
little,
or the beard twiddle.
yeah, the beard or the mustache
Yep.
twirl.
Yep.
Yeah, my mustache is barely there. I am twirling nothing. I'd probably have more luck twirling my eyebrows than I would twirling my mustache.
Whirling your eyebrows. I think you
Yeah.
may need to get them those babies detailed first.
No, they're
Okay.
okay right now, but there have been times in the past where I've like combed over to trim it, and like there's like 1 or 2 that were like from
Fling, 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 fling.
the inside all the way over to the far side, and you just pull it up, and it's like, oh my gosh, how did I miss that?
Okay, Spock.
It's like a comb over eyebrow. Anywho, that has nothing to do with my life right now or update, but just
Or
throw it out
anything.
there. It happens sometimes, okay?
Yep.
Yeah, so over the past couple weeks, definitely been doing some movie watching.
Nice.
2 of the movies are kind of like, it's about time. I kind of feel like Aaron there with finally getting with the program and watching some quality flicks. The first was Sonic 2. Sonic the Hedgehog
Nice.
2.
Oh, okay.
I at times just downright loved this movie.
Yeah.
The pop culture
That's
references.
a weird way to say it. Like,
At
it
times
sounded
you
like-
loved it.
At times
Yeah,
I loved it.
yeah, downright
And-
loved it.
And
Downright loved it. Like, it had great music. Pop culture references were bam, bam, bam. Kind of like, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Rescue Rangers, where they would just mention stuff and like you could miss it.
You can't compare this.
great
to Rescue
video game.
Rangers.
What's that?
You can't compare this to Rescue Rangers.
Easy. I said like. I didn't say it was the same thing. Okay, buddy.
Oh, all right.
All right. Just let me finish.
Get away with
At
it this time.
times-
No.
At
no.
times, I got like really good, like, the video game fan service of it, like referencing the video games way more in this one than they did in the last one, adding more characters with, old Knuckles and Tails and all them guys. That's when I loved it. However, there were humans in this movie, and sometimes they got more screen time than I thought they should. Some side human characters.
yeah.
Side human characters.
Yeah, that's pretty much what they were. Like, I was
Yeah.
like, why do we care about this wedding and this lady like just crying over stuff? Like, this is mini spoilers, not really. Nobody cares.
And the dude from was he from? Is it NCIS or CSI?
I
It's
think
one of
so.
those
With
shows.
the weird goatee that looked like it's coming out of his mouth. Like, it's
Yeah.
just so weird. I'm just like, why do I care about this? Why are we talking to him? Let's just move on.
I need to.
You're
Google
so
that.
mad that you're mad at his mustache.
Stupid mustache.
I was mad at his chin hair. It like comes out of his lip. It's like he's throwing up a goatee. The way it comes
Slap
out.
that on the box.
Yeah, it's weird. And I have to say, I love Jim
Now that I
Carrey.
think about it, his goatee is awful.
It's awful.
It's like into his lips, like his hairy lips.
Yeah, pretty much. Old hairy lips. So yeah, he was a dork. I didn't like him. And it was just when the humans entered the room, I was just like, oh, come on, get out of here. Let's just hang out with Sonic, Knuckles, and Tails and get the story going. There were times where I feel like they let Jim Carrey riff, and he didn't riff very well. Like it was awkward. Some of his jokes, I was like, really, Jim? We need to try again. Like someone should have run his jokes over again. They didn't hit for me sometimes, but other times they were great, and it felt like, a real life Robotnik. It was fun. Overall, between the times I loved it and the times it was kind of meh, I give it a good 7 out of 10 much needed air bubbles. So it wasn't bad. It was fun. It was a good flick. It's not one that I'll return to and watch again, but I enjoyed it. So
He's on Criminal Minds. That's right.
ah, yes, Criminal Minds.
Shamar Moore.
Mm-hmm. Old hairy lip goatee. Jen. Now, another movie I watched, which I feel like I was late to only because we got multiple weeks of reviews and updates from you guys about it. Old Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, buddy.
Baby. That movie.
Let's go.
That movie. Let's go. Woo! I have a need for speed. Golly, that movie was good. I mean, I went into that movie. I tried to temper my expectations. You guys like sang its praises, and I'm like, I need to be even keeled. I don't want to be all crazy hyped up, and then I don't know, something just not hit me right or whatever. Because we watched the original Top Gun the night before we went to see it, and I was like, this movie's not as good as I remember.
It's cheesy.
It's cheesy. There's way more focus on the weird romance than I remembered. A very cryptic backstory. I liked some of the characters, but there were other moments where I was like, you're kind of weird. Like where Val Kilmer does that like bite thing where he's like he just bites at him. I'm like, what are you doing with your life that you just
You ever want to intimidate somebody? There you go.
Yeah, just bite at him. But you don't make any sounds like a dog. You just go like you just let your teeth make the sound. I was like, what is happening right now?
That's right, Ice Man.
And like the music is so iconic, like we talked about before in Top Gun, and yet it's the same 3 songs they play through the whole movie, like in the original. And I'm like, man, I forgot they just reused the song over and over again. So I went into the next one like, I mean, is this going to happen with the new one? And man, from the get-go, it was hype. Like it was this is the best movie I've seen since watching Endgame. Like it had me cheering, it had me getting misty-eyed. There were moments where I was like, oh my gosh, is there dust in here I'm allergic to? Why do I want to cry right now? Like it's like so emotional and so good. So good. I cannot. There's so many things going on that it's just like I was halfway through the movie with Mindy and I was like, is it too early to say I want to watch this like immediately again? Like it's just so good. Like I just can't say it enough. So I give it 11 out of 10 Great Balls of Fire. Like
nice. You shake my nerves and you rattle my brain.
I'm pretty sure it's a top 10 movie of all time for me, if not top 5. Like it was that good. I'm telling anybody and everybody, go see this movie. Wow. Go see this movie. Mm-hmm. It hits on every note. The thing that I thought was weird from the first one that the second one I feel like made better was the first one felt kind of silly through most of it, and then the last like 20 minutes is super serious. Life or death, super serious. Yeah. And I feel like they weaved the silly and the serious in the sequel perfectly to where there was enough lightheartedness, yet at the same time it was definitely heavier than the first one in many ways. So watch it, people.
Indeed.
So on the heels of this, a news story came out over the past couple days.
Let's hear it.
About Joseph Kosinski. I think that's
his
name.
Director.
The director. He shot over like 800 hours of film for this because there was a lot.
I'd watch it
there's
all.
not a lot of
Watch it all right now.
Yeah, right. There's not a lot of CGI. Very, very little
Hardly any.
CGI, all practical, all real, and which made the movie just like that much cooler.
Feel so real. Yeah.
Feel real because it is real. And
well, you could
so,
definitely see where they advanced the technology from the first movie. The first movie, it felt like you were just like in a box with them, just watching them, looking around. It's like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
Let's watch you look around.
There was this
way better in the new one.
Movie that came out. I don't know if it was on Netflix or Hulu. It was called Top Gunner.
Oh, that Danger sounds magical.
Zone. And it was like those B movies they try to cash in on the name.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well, we watched it while we were down in Florida, and we watched like 10 minutes of it, and it was just really bad. Like there was all very bad like practical effects, because so you didn't know what was going on. Like when they were up in their jets and they were shown in the cockpit, you couldn't see anything behind them. It was just clouds. So it was nice. But anyways, back to Joseph Kosinski. He had shot a whole bunch of all the stuff of all practical effects and all that, and he is going to be the director for the new Formula One movie starring Brad Pitt, and it's going to be in the same direction as Top Gun, where it's all practical, very, very little CGI in a Formula One movie.
Nice.
Which has got me excited because Formula One is a new passion of mine.
Yep.
I wouldn't say it's a passion. It's a new love, a current love.
Appreciation.
Yeah. Appreciation. Just to hear that doing that in any kind of like racing, because it's, with Top Gun, all these jets, loud, fast, same with Formula One. It's gonna be loud, it's gonna be fast, it's gonna be dangerous. So gonna be really cool to see that what he did in the air on the ground. It's gonna be really cool.
Yeah. And what's crazy about like him directing this movie and all the, like you said, the 800 hours, part of the reason they have so many hours of footage is because what they had to do was he would give them some direction, and then they would fly up for like an hour, film some stuff, come back down, watch it. And then he would be like, you got to refilm this. You need to do this a little differently. And then they'd go back up and film again. And he just had to sit there. Like there wasn't a real good way. They didn't have a setup to where he could watch it live when they were filming it. They would have to film it, stock, collect it all together, and then watch it on the ground. Wow. So that was quite a process they had to go through.
Yeah.
But it was worth it, because what a film.
Yep.
What a film. The next film that I watched, I'll have to say did not give me the same hype. It may be partly because I had to watch it in Portuguese, because it's an animated flick, and that is Lightyear. So went to watch Lightyear. Now I'm going to admit that, when Toy Story 4 trailer came out, I was like, well, wait, what? I mean, the trilogy was just wrap it up.
Chef's
Perfect.
Kiss.
Chef's kiss. Perfect thing. I watched Toy Story 4 and I was like, you know what? I'll give it to you. That was really good. I like the different take. I feel like they expanded on Woody and all the characters and did a good job. But then they come out with this Lightyear and I'm like, what are we doing, guys? Like, is really Buzz like the guy that we're really like, we need some more backstory for Buzz Lightyear. I feel like we got that in Toy Story 2 when we found out Zurg is his father. Like in that whole stuff. Yeah, sorry. If you haven't watched Toy Story 2 at this point, you have no soul.
I don't think anyone who's watching Toy Story 2 is looking for spoilers. Like, oh no, I was gonna watch it this weekend.
No idea. What are you doing?
How dare you?
Yeah. So I really didn't go in super hyped. I did watch on Disney Plus. They do have kind of almost like a little setup for it to give some background, a little documentary of sorts to kind of get you hyped for it, give you some background. And one thing, I don't know if you guys know this, but the movie Lightyear is supposed to be the movie that Andy watched that gave him the desire to buy Buzz. That's not spoilers. It shows it right at the beginning of the movie. I feel like that gives a little context, and I kind of like that idea. Now, with that being said, I kind of went in with like, ooh, it's supposed to be a movie from 1995, but it does not look or act or sound or do anything like a movie in 95. So it's kind of, to me as a 90s kid, I'm like, this is kind of weird. Like, you're telling me this is what Andy watched in 1995? I don't believe you. You're a liar. These are not the 90s movies I grew up with.
Lies
so
and deceit.
I almost wanted them to make a 90s.
If it was made in the
movie.
90s, I think Buzz would have been voiced by like Brendan Fraser.
I wouldn't have been mad at that. I would have been okay with that. They could have used that, that technology they have where they can make your voice sound younger and do some kind of movie magic. I wouldn't have been, but I wouldn't have got to hear that this time around. I had to listen to Fernando. I don't know, some guy from
Fraser.
Fernando Fraser from Brazil, who, he had a fine voice, but listening to it in Portuguese, there were definitely some jokes that didn't connect. So this rating is going to maybe reflect some of that, but I try to give it the benefit of the doubt. I did understand most of it, and it wasn't a bad movie. It's just, it was more of a Disney movie than a Pixar movie is how I felt watching it. And to me, Pixar has a pedigree. They have a way of taking a concept, taking an idea. There were moments where I was like, they would say or do something, and I was like, ooh, they're going to go somewhere with this. They're going to expand on this more. Never touch it again. And I'm like,
man,
what? Why you gotta show me this? Set me up in the Pixar fashion and be like, oh, that's going to have like a really cool, special meaning at the end. And that wasn't there. It was a fun movie. It was a good popcorn flick. It was something that, they had all the moments, from the Toy Story, movies where you get to see Buzz do the things he does as a toy. Now you get to see it in quote unquote live action, animated, whatever. And, it was fun. So I give it 7.5 clickable pins out of 10. So I definitely recommend checking it out, but don't go in looking for a Pixar proper film like WALL-E. Still the best space Pixar movie is WALL-E. So, yep.
He's like,
Patrick just muted his microphone so he wouldn't say anything
just
mean.
threw up in his mouth a little bit.
Yep, yeah, that's what he did. But yeah, so those are the films I watched. I definitely recommend y'all to check it out if you haven't. I know you two have checked out at least 2 of them. I definitely recommend Lightyear. So watch it with your kids. It's definitely a fun ride. It's not fun when, some people bring kids that are a little too young. Probably 2 minutes into the movie, this kid kept going, Mommy, where is this the Buzz Lightyear movie? Is this the Buzz Lightyear movie? And for the next 5 minutes, the kid said it every 20 seconds.
Oh my god.
Where's Buzz Lightyear? Is that Buzz Lightyear? Is this a Buzz Lightyear movie? It's like, shush. I wanted to turn around and just shush the kid. I was like,
why don't you just wait a few minutes and you'll find out?
Yeah, just give it a second. But the kid was clearly like 1 year old. So they were just like so confused.
Wow, he's a good talker at 1.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I was translating for the child. So that's not how they said it. They spoke in Portuguese for 1. And for 2, it was much simpler. Yeah.
What is Buzz Lightyear in Portuguese?
It was just Buzz. They were like, onde está Buzz? Buzz.
Buzz.
Onde está? Eu quero Buzz. He's like, I want Buzz. Get his weight, kid. Buzz is coming, okay? Give it a second. So yeah, that was fun. It was good. It was a good time. On the gaming front, I beat Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers, the old Nintendo classic.
Wow,
1 and 2.
okay.
I definitely used the rewind button a bunch. That game is not easy. Some of the bosses are definitely cheaters, and they just spam stuff at you. And but thank goodness for the rewind button. What's that?
I said, as is tradition for
as is
NES
tradition
game.
from those NES games of the past. I want to say that Fat Cat is the boss at the end of both games, and in the first game, his projectile is cigar ash. So don't smoke, kids.
Wow,
It's bad for you. Tobacco. Say no to tobacco.
80s and
but
90s, y'all.
Yeah, he's just dabbing it on you, and so then you just dodge the ashes as he dabs the ashes on you. I'm like, this is so weird, but it was fun. It was a nostalgia trip to beat those. After that, PlayStation Plus Premium. My goodness, so many games. I think I've said multiple times, I'm never buying a game again. Like, what is the point? Like, there's no point now. between Game Pass, between PlayStation Plus Premium. I will have to say that I probably will not keep Premium because streaming does not work for me, and that is a big bummer. I cannot stream nothing. I tried to stream like a totally simple PS3 game, and it was just like, hey, yeah, it's too much latency, too much jitteriness. I don't know. Use some kind of weird word that I don't know. But so that was kind of a bummer. But I did play Ape Escape, which took me back a little bit.
Yeah.
What animation, what fun, what voice acting. I don't know if you guys have played Ape Escape before, but the voice acting is actually pretty good. And it is like, just when I say pretty good, it's like typical anime, like, what are you doing right now? Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Like just like, like, you know, that kind of stuff. So it's good fun. I recommend, you know, Pat, just get that game going with your son and just see what he thinks. It's pretty funny because the controls are a little wonky. And so it took my daughter, I think my daughter got killed by an ape right at the beginning because she couldn't figure out the controls. But yeah. And then I, of course, played Tekken 2, that old chestnut,
Tekken.
super fun. It really took me back to play that. I played a couple shoot 'em up games that I don't know if you guys have heard of. Raiden 5, Director's Cut, and R-Type Final 2. I played these back in the PS1 days. It's the only reason I brought them, kind of booted them up. They're newer versions. One of them was kind of like a Gradius side scroller where you're going side to side. Did not like that because it was a one-hit kill, start over the entire level when you got hit once. I was like,
sounds like your kind of game, though.
No, it really wasn't. There's no progression.
Like,
no,
no progression. No,
no, I got to have some progression. You got to give me a little carrot on. There's no carrot on the stick. It's, you got hit by this random projectile that there's no way to dodge. Go back to the beginning. I'm like, no,
Gross.
no thanks.
Delete.
Gross. So, but Raiden 5, Radeon, it gave you a shield. So it was pretty cool. And it was vertical. So up, down. And I like that. So enjoyed that, playing that. I'll say the only thing I'll say about Raiden 5 is while you're playing it, there are two characters talking in the background. It's like a general and his secretary. I don't know. And they're just talking the entire time you're fighting. And it makes no sense. They're like, well, we got to check the rotary girder. And you're like, pew, 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 like, like, and they're just talking in the background the entire time. And I'm like, am
R2,
I supposed to understand?
R2, fix it, R2.
Yeah, is this important to the plot? Like, why do they just keep talking? They're like, and then the other day I went to the grocery store and
Can
bought
y'all
some
shut
chicken.
up back there?
Yeah, can you guys shut it? I'm trying to focus and
Dang
win
it,
the
Bobby.
war.
Is that Buzz
Bobby,
Lightyear? Is
Quit
that Buzz?
talking,
Is that
son.
Buzz
You're
Lightyear?
giving me a headache.
So yeah, that was fun. And then another surprise outside of getting that old PlayStation Plus Premium and all the games. Another surprise out of left field. Do you guys remember me talking about this old chestnut Minecraft Dungeons a few months ago?
Yeah.
It was a while ago that I talked to you guys about it. And I was struggling with the last boss with my kids.
Yep.
We destroyed the last boss, let me tell you.
Let's go. Let's
No
go.
thanks to
Obliterated.
no thanks to the tips you guys gave about hiding behind the fence, because we hid behind the fence and the boss followed us. And he totally shot us with lasers from behind the fence. I was like, what the crap is happening?
No.
Yeah. So apparently the only way the fence thing works, the behind the fence things work, if the boss is on the other side of the map and then you go to the fence, he can't detect you. And so he'll stay in that area until he detects you again. And so I didn't know that. So he was kind of close by. We ran around the fence and we were all there, and he totally just shot over the fence and just laser beamed right down the fence line. Took us out. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. But we had 2 lives left. We went in and just wrecked him. So my son did find a wall to hide behind as opposed to a fence. So he was like kind of popping out, shooting it with arrows and then going back behind the wall. So he was kind of like the guaranteed life to kind of anchor us down. If he stayed alive, we were going to survive. And so we beat it. And I was like, you know what? We did it. We beat it. Done. And the kids were like, can we play one more mission? Okay. We played a mission. I don't know what happened. All 3 of us got the loot bug, like all of a sudden. And now 2 weeks later, we're at the boss again on adventure mode. We've played the whole game over again, and we got the loot fever. Like, this is the first time my kids have ever gotten the loot fever, you know, where they're just like, I need a little more loot It's like, because what happens when you jump into adventure mode, which is the next difficulty up, you start getting more uniques. And you see that orange color and you get those uniques with those special names and stuff. And you're like, I kind of like this. I got to try this. My son's like, I just want to try. Let's just play one more mission so I can try this out. Yep. And then it just keeps going. Yeah. And it's all three of us, man. We are all, and then we unlock the luxury seller. We unlock the blacksmith, and it's like, oh, now we can save stuff and then re-up it later. We're up to our neck in Minecraft Dungeons. So we're going to get the platinum. We've decided to go after it. And this game won me over. You know, there are aspects of it that I don't care for, or I didn't care for, but now we've overcome it and it feels really good. Like I've become kind of the general of sorts, because I have to be honest, my daughter is Leroy Jenkins, like the return of Leroy Jenkins. And she just runs out there and all of a sudden I hear that death sound. It's just like, psh, 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 and then I see the skull and I'm like, dang it, Tasha. And I look over, I'm like, Tasha, you got to stick with you got to stick with us. Okay. We got to work together. And, we go in, James throws down a shield, and then I'm like healing. And I'm like, James, you got to keep him off of me so I can heal Tasha. And we got a good thing going, though. Like I can automatically be like, okay, guys, heals. And we'll back up a little bit. They'll throw down the little totems of regeneration. And we've been working as a team. And that's been really fun to kind of discover that and do that. I got a super power bow this morning, which does like 11,000 damage and knocks off like 10% with every shot of a boss, which is huge compared to what we've been doing in the past. So it's going to be fun. So we're going to keep going, get that old plat. The last thing, as you guys already said, Returnal. I love it. I said I was going to take the pin out. I'm going to take the pin out. I'm playing Returnal by myself as well as with Chris, because I realized after we played on Saturday that we were playing in his timeline, his save. So when I went to mine, I didn't have anything that I unlocked in his. So I'm like, challenge accepted. I'm playing even more of this game. So I actually wasn't mad about it. I enjoyed it. We got to the first boss, and I unfortunately forgot that I had heals, and I overcommitted to raising Chris up, and definitely got wasted. And then I was playing by myself today, and I came upon, my body, and it said, do you want to avenge yourself? And I'm like, I can try to avenge myself. And this huge enemy just like laid waste to me. And so now I'm like, I don't think I'm ever going to avenge myself again.
You never need to do that again. Don't worry about it. You never need to.
That's a whole
it was going to give me like, it gave me
I did that once and I was like, well, I'm never doing that again. And I never did. And I still beat the game.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. So you confirmed what I now know. No more avenging myself. You know what? You died. You're the idiot that died to this enemy. I'm not fighting it again.
You shall remain unavenged.
Exactly. But it's a fun game. Really fun game. I am pretty much going to drop everything else I've been playing and play Returnal as much as possible.
Nice.
And then the last thing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Played it one run with Ryan Straube. Played through all 16 missions. I think it's 16. What a trip.
Yep.
Fun game. Leonardo is still my favorite. He's got this vertical spin move that is just like so addictive, and I just run around everywhere. If you guys haven't played as Leo yet, I recommend it. Just double jump and hit the slash button, and you just flip like with your sword and just slash everything. So it's nice.
I went with my favorite. I went with Donatello.
Yeah, he's got good reach. I appreciate his reach.
Although what was annoying was I would accidentally hit his special attack or whatever, and of course when you don't have any power out. Okay, I get it.
All right, I understand. I'll stop hitting the button maybe. I played it with Ryan. We played through the whole thing. It took me back to elementary school. I remember one of the first slumber parties, staying up all night playing Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game on Nintendo, and rolling the credits on that. It felt like that and better, because the gameplay is so varied. You quote unquote level up each of the characters. There's all kinds of incentives to keep playing, and it's good. Playing on Game Pass. I'm definitely going to keep playing. I played with the kids today. They loved it, obviously. And then I'm probably going to eventually get the physical copy on PlayStation and get the platinum. Nice. But I'm not rushing into that. I'm just going to enjoy it on Game Pass for now. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet deal.
Highly recommended.
Wait,
I
hold
give
on a
that
second.
one.
Wait, hold on
What?
a second. You said that you're gonna get it on PlayStation.
Yeah.
Just a few minutes ago, you're like, I don't think I'm ever gonna buy another game again.
I may be a hypocrite.
Ooh, you just got.
Why you gotta oops me on the show?
Oh
Not
yeah.
Mark Boucher.
Yeah. Just save that money for something else. That's
I
gonna come
guess.
out. That's
We'll
won't be
see.
on Game Pass.
It'll probably
or
be free in a
PlayStation
year.
Premium.
It'll probably be free in 6
Or
months.
on yeah.
That's the exception to the rule.
Yeah, pretty much. But yeah, that's it. That's my very long-winded update. I hope you enjoyed it.
All
Nice,
right.
nice.
Nice.
Yeah, but we did warn you guys, updates all around.
Mhm.
Now, what I didn't warn you about is that we have some belated joiner randomness from last week that Marcus and I totally overlooked from the Discord. And I'm
So-
about to lay it on us.
I noticed it, but you had already started going into the outro spiel, and I was like, just gonna let him go.
Yeah. Well, next time, just interrupt me or
Okay.
just interject it anyways. You have my permission.
Okay.
Because I feel so bad. Like, I never skip questions because I want to skip them.
Yeah.
I skip them because I'm an idiot or I'm absent-minded or whatever. And then we get to the end and I'm like, I totally forgot. And they're going to take it personally.
Yep.
But for the most part, at least from what I know, you guys are very understanding. So thank you, joiners, for being understanding. But we're returning back to it. We got a few. One was Bernabe wanted us to remember to hit record because he thought
I
one of
remember.
us one of us had screwed up earlier in the week, and that's why we're recording so late. That's not true.
That is not what
but-
happened, and we remember.
Not what happened.
Yeah.
Yep, we did remember to hit record.
Mhm.
Recording. But Bernabe also has a quick fire for us.
Oh,
You need to decide hot or cold.
okay.
Okay.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Weather.
Hot.
See, this is weird.
See, this is why we can't do quick fire.
Yeah.
Why?
Okay, I'm just gonna say cold, but like I will say, like, since I've lost a bunch of weight, I've noticed like how easily cold I get.
Yeah,
Like,
you lost some insulation there.
yeah,
Mhm.
and like I actually like I have to go outside and enjoy
Fall.
the warm weather.
Yeah,
Yeah,
stand in the
because-
sun,
because like
absorb.
we're in the same temperature that we keep it every summer, and like I'm up here in like a hoodie and
Yeah.
long
Yeah,
sweatpants and slippers, and I'm like, what is
Brr.
this?
What is
That's
happening?
funny.
Yeah, I'm
That's good
hot
news though.
all the way. Hot weather, bring it. How about a cup of coffee?
Ooh, I prefer
Or-
cold. Iced coffee.
Yeah, hot versus cold brew, iced coffee.
Yeah.
So you prefer cold?
Same. Cold.
I'm gonna say it. I need a kind of like a shower every morning. I need a hot cup of coffee. I
Yeah.
just love that.
I mean,
that feeling it gives me.
Yep.
Yep.
I get it.
How about a cup of tea?
Nah, only when I'm sick and it has to be hot.
Yep.
Right.
Agreed.
But do you prefer hot or ice?
I don't prefer either.
Oh, a tea.
I only
hater.
have it when
Okay.
I'm sick because it really feels nice on
All
my
right.
throat.
So you prefer hot then, like
Yep.
you were
Yep.
saying.
That's
Yep.
like me
All
and orange juice. Like I don't ever drink orange juice unless I'm sick.
Oh
Unless it's
man,
hot.
people in Brazil drink orange juice for dinner.
Ooh.
Oh, hot orange juice? Gross.
It took you a little bit.
Yeah, I
Wait,
didn't hear
hot?
it until I did.
Yeah.
And I was like,
That's the
oh,
way I like my orange juice.
You know,
All right,
back
you
in the
stop-
day, like speaking
stop
of
it.
that, like they used to
Not
heat
have
up
ice.
well, that too.
Yeah.
They used to heat up Dr. Pepper. Like people drank hot Dr. Pepper.
Oh yeah, that's a flaming Dr Pepper. Yeah, that's a thing.
that's where it came from. Light it
Yep.
on fire.
Yep.
Not quite, but that just
Okay,
sounds gross.
fair
to me.
enough. All right, Mark. Hot or cold tea? Hot
Hot,
tea or iced tea?
hot.
All right, I'm gonna go opposite again. Iced tea, baby. Sweet
You
iced tea all the way.
old
Mhm.
Contrarian.
Oh yeah. All right. How about fruit?
Hot. Wait, what? I don't understand.
Yeah, hot fruit or cold fruit?
Cold fruit, 100%. I don't. Hot fruit?
Yeah, like in a pie.
Ooh,
Hot apple pie.
man,
Come on now.
sizzling apple
Come on
pie
now.
with the little crumble on it. Ooh.
I'm
Yes,
I'm
I'm
gonna
gonna
say
go with cold.
if I have to eat it, cold.
Yeah, I like.
I'm gonna go hot fruit.
cold. Yep.
Hot fruit all the way. That pie, that hot apple pie. How about a slice of pizza?
Hot.
Hot.
Hot, but I'm not against cold.
Nope.
I've never been about that cold pizza life. I just
That's fair enough.
I lived on that in college.
I will say that Brazilian pizza is not as good cold.
Okay.
You have to eat that
Gotta-
as soon as they put it on your plate.
Piping.
Exactly, piping hot. How about a cup of water? Hot or cold?
Cold?
What?
It's not. It's he just wants to know. Bear in the Bay wants to know.
Cold.
I know people that drink hot water. It's weird. Okay, cold.
Yep.
Mark?
Cold.
Yeah, also cold.
Yep.
How about shower water?
Hot.
Hot.
Hot, boiling. How about water for a bath?
Hot.
What? Yeah, hot. I don't take
Yeah.
baths.
Hot.
Can't even remember.
How
the
about-
last time I took a bath.
Okay. How about water for relaxing, such as with a pool or a jacuzzi?
Cold.
Cold, yeah.
Yeah.
Although I do like sitting in a hot tub.
Yeah, I'll go with
Yeah.
hot.
Yeah.
I'll be contrarian. All right. You ready for this one? Your ex.
What?
Fair to me got spicy after hours. Do you prefer your ex to be hot or cold?
Yes.
I prefer them to be cold.
I prefer them to be no.
No, to be no. I prefer to not care.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I prefer to
Yes.
move on with my life.
That was a trick question. We'll go to the next one. All right, ready? Toilet seat, hot or cold?
Cold.
Cold, yeah.
Cold. Yeah. Public toilet seat.
No.
No. That's exactly right. How about the mattress for sleep?
Cold.
Cold?
Cold
Yeah.
indeed.
Yeah. Cold mattress. That's nice. Yeah, I agree. Cold. How about your pillow?
Cold.
Also cold.
Cold. How
Yeah.
about your underwear?
Hot.
Hot, I guess.
Wait a second. Like you put it in the dryer and then you put it immediately on after
No.
in the dryer.
No, that's weird.
My biscuits are burning. Hot underwear. I like my underwear hot. My drawers are heated. I have heated drawers in my house.
Burning.
All right. Thanks, Bear in the Bay, for that very uncomfortable hot cold cookware. Chris the Rock asks, if you could press Control Z on one single thing in your life, what would it be? Now, Control Z, that's like
Maybe
undo,
Yeah, you
right?
cut and then you
Undo.
paste it somewhere
Like-
else.
Yeah.
Now, is that
Z
what
is
he wants us to
undo.
do?
Oh, Z is undo.
Yeah.
I thought Control X is cut and paste.
Oh, yeah, Control X. That's right. Control Z is
So,
undo.
Control Z is undo, like you did it and you want to undo it.
Control C is copy. Control V is paste.
Yeah. Control A is highlight all.
Yeah.
Then you can copy it
There you go.
if you want.
But in this case, Control
It's
Z.
Control Z. So you wanna undo it. What's one single thing in your life?
The last conversation I had with Toby Mac.
Oh.
Yeah. That's fair. That's fair.
They're playing in Richmond sometime, I think this summer. They're doing like a theater tour. I
There
may
you go.
go
You
see
can
them.
totally redeem yourself.
Yep. I need to have the redemption story arc.
Or you can dig yourself into a deeper hole.
Yep. So how's
then
the
he just-
weekend? Oh, you know,
I don't
stayed
want
in
to
a house.
I don't know how to answer that question.
Yeah.
I wish I could undo my COVID I had this past week. It's awful.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah.
I'd rather. I know I did a lot. Got a lot of media consumption in, but man, it was terrible.
That's not the way to go.
Yeah, I'd rather have a backlog than be sick like that ever again.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I wish I could undo not being able to go to episode 500 for Married to the Games. That's probably cheating because there would be a lot of undoing for me to like the stars to align for me to just fly over to you guys, go to Married to the Games 500 and then fly back. But I would undo all the decisions that prevented me from doing that. And then I would do it.
There you go.
There you go.
Yeah.
I have another one, but my phone shut off because it's a jerk. So give me a second.
Great.
Talk amongst yourselves. Just kidding. I found it. Okay. Last one is just a comment, and we kind of already talked about it.
Yep.
Well, you mentioned it, not Mark Boucher.
Not Mark.
Isaac Holistic, Infinity Bro Isaac said, Obi-Wan has gotten better with each episode. Going to be a buck wild finale. Really enjoying Ms. Marvel. Giving me some strong Lizzie McGuire nostalgia. I did not watch Lizzie McGuire.
I can see that, though.
I can see it, too, from what I know. I think I watched the Cinderella movie, I think. That one has Lizzie McGuire in it, right? The modern Cinderella story.
Oh, I have no idea.
I don't know.
You've lost me.
Yeah,
no
I've
idea.
lost myself, so forget I said that. You know what? Control Z.
There
what
you
I just
go.
Said, I changed my answer. But yeah, no, I agree. Obi-Wan is now a show that I'm looking forward to and enjoying. Last episode was a banger. Loved it. Enjoying Ms. Marvel.
I'm a little concerned though, because I don't know. For some reason, like Marvel and Disney shows, they just have trouble sticking the landing.
They do.
So we'll see.
But at least we got episode 5.
That's
episode
true.
5 was solid. Here's
True.
hoping for a Loki-esque episode 6.
Yeah.
That finishes strong.
Yep.
All right. Well, that is all for our updates, our belated randomness from the joiners, all of the above. What next we have is GMG Goats. Good morning, guys. Greatest of all time shows, where we nominate and vote for the top 40 series or shows or whatever you want to call it that we like, love, and enjoy. We have some picks to throw at you. I think I've forgotten how many we each need to give, but Patrick for sure needs to give
we
2.
We each only need to give 1, and then we're done. And then
Oh,
Ronnie
right.
needs
You
to-
had given
needs
us
to give
yours last
3.
week. Ronnie's
Yeah.
the one that has to give like half a dozen by the time he shows up again.
Mhm.
Yep.
Yep. All right. So we each need to give 1 show. Mark, what do you got?
I don't remember if I've said this one or not. I hate this.
Mario
Kart
64. Yep. You already said it. Change it.
Stranger Things.
Yes, you definitely said it already.
Okay, cool.
Busted.
Well, good thing I got a backup. How I Met Your Mother.
You said that one too.
What
I
is
said
happening,
Community.
Mark? Come on.
Somebody said How I Met Your Mother.
I don't
did
know.
they
Let me
not?
take a look. Let me take a look.
Just look at the list. Dag nabbit.
I definitely said Community.
No, I don't think so. Yep, How I Met Your Mother. Mark, you said it 2 episodes ago.
Dang it.
Oh, busted again. Come on, Mark.
Good thing you had a backup.
Well,
You got a
yeah.
back in the backup?
Nope, sure don't.
All right.
Move
All right.
on.
Well, you can give 1 next week when Ronnie comes
Nope.
back.
Y'all keep talking. I'll get one.
Pat, what do you got?
I got Family Guy.
Oh, old Family Guy. Nice.
Yes.
I feel like a Star Wars animated show has to be on here, and my favorite one is Rebels. Don't you shake your head at me.
That doesn't
And I
need to be
know-
on here.
It does. It's going to
Best
be on
show
here.
of all time, Rebels. Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of this. Yeah.
I've never seen it before.
I know you've never seen it, and I know
No.
Ronnie's seen it, so I know I have his vote.
Yeah.
It has some of the best Star Wars moments of all Star Wars.
Whoa,
I'm telling you.
man.
If you could put in the time, look past the fact that it's animated, there are some moments that are
Rebels
just like,
being a top 10 show for you of all time?
yep,
Is that right?
Wow.
it is. It made me feel things, and I
Okay.
enjoyed it.
All right.
I got one.
Do it.
And I really hope I haven't said it already. Daredevil, the Netflix Daredevil.
You haven't said that one.
No, you haven't said it.
Beautiful. That show,
Sweet.
at least especially the first season, was fantastic.
Yeah.
They did such a great job, and I'm glad that Disney and Marvel are picking it back up now. I am a little concerned just because, Netflix went pretty hard with the violence and stuff on the show, so I don't know that Disney's going to go that far, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I can see him easing off a little bit at least.
But yeah, I absolutely loved the Netflix Daredevil show.
Yeah. Nice. All right. As is tradition, some quick housekeeping where we offer towels, fluff pillows topped with Andy's candies, and tip you off to the news, the GMG news you need to know. The GMG stream team continues to offer content Sunday to Saturday on Twitch. Check out Chris, who's currently wrapping up the last 1% of Ratchet and Clank for the GMG VGBC. early in the morning, butt crack of dawn on weekdays. He's also playing Returnal with me on Saturdays. Check out Mark while he's struggling through and finally going to conquer, I think, this old Majora's Mask.
Yep.
And continue playing the mainline Zelda games on Saturdays.
Also,
okay, throw it out there.
I've kind of started doing a regular thing, doing Friday Night Fortnite.
Yeah, that's true.
It's become a regular thing. And then also Thursday night,
yeah,
we're going to be doing a launch day stream of Naraka Blade Point as it's coming out on Xbox.
There you
go. So Thursday night, 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yeah, check it out, folks. I am currently on a break from streaming because of work and life in general. However, by the mid of July, more or less, you'll be able to check me out again Friday to Monday. Nope, that's not how that works. Monday to Friday. Might have
in your world, maybe.
Might have mixed up my days there. I'll be continuing them roguelikes, lights, and GMG VGBC games. As you know, feel free to find all three of us on twitch.tv. Links are in the show notes. But if streaming's not your thing, you'd rather tweet on Twitter, discourse on Discord, you can find the links in the show notes for that as well. If you want to throw a buck or more in the tip jar, consider supporting us on Patreon at a URL also in the show notes. So please check the show notes. That has all the links you need. If you don't want to toss a coin to your podcasters but are still the giving type, please rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, Podchaser, and Spotify. Helps us reach new joiners. And whether you want to give us stars, exclamation marks, feedback, or an encouraging word, we would greatly appreciate you letting your voice be heard. Speaking of what should be heard, call us 929 GMG guys for any kind of questions, comments, feedback, etc. Alrighty then, Pat, Mark, and the spirit of Ronnie J, along with you, our beloved friends, family, and joiners, go get your good morning this week, and may God bless and guide your lives as you live, as you work, and as you game.